The same day repeated for 1,000 years. Wu Chen raised his hand and said, "Little sister, I was just passing by and my boat hit a reef and got stranded. I'm really not a bad person." Oliver said, "How many people would admit they're bad?" Wu Chen said to himself, "The little sister's words left me speechless. Looks like I have to start acting." Wu Chen suddenly acted and said, "I was soaking in seawater all day, hungry, thirsty, tired, and sleepy. I might be dying, little sister." Oliver looked at Wu Chen confused as he sweated. Wu Chen said to himself, "Looks like this girl isn't too sentimental. Gotta step it up and keep bluffing." Wu Chen held his head and said, "My dear sister, I might not be able to come find you anymore. If you're still alive, I hope you're doing well. If. Sigh, guess this is a reunion for us siblings, sob," as Wu Chen cried. Oliver said, "You have a sister?" Wu Chen said, "My sister's ship was said to have disappeared around here. I miss her so much." Oliver looked down and said, "I had a younger brother, but he's gone now. I still think about him often. Don't cry. You're a grown-up, crying over missing your sister, but I can feel you're not a bad person." Wu Chen said, "I said from the start I wasn't a bad person." Oliver said, "Alrighty, let's stop here. Wait for me a bit. Once I'm done with my stuff, I'll take you back for some food." As she went back to the water, Oliver picked up a bag and said, "Let's go, but remember, don't talk and don't make any loud noises, got it?" Wu Chen said, I understand. Wu Chen said to himself, "Whoa, there are traps." As Oliver pulled a cord, Wu Chen said to himself, "And secret tunnels too." Oliver said, "You go in first." A few moments later, Oliver opened a big pot with water and said, "Here, drink this," as she handed a big cup of water to Wu Chen. Mama suddenly arrived and said, "Oliver, why did you bring a man back? Don't you know what happens if we come into contact with men?" Oliver said, "Mom, he's not a bad guy. He went out to sea looking for his sister. Just give him some food and water. Once he regains strength, I'll make him leave." As Wu Chen started to drink, Mama said, "You believe whatever he says? What if he runs around the island and gets spotted by that guy? Not only will he die, we'll be punished too." Wu Chen said to himself, "That guy? What kind of thing scares them so much on this island?" Mama said, "Besides, today's the day we hand over supplies. Nothing can go wrong. Come on, tie this man up for me. I'll deal with him when I return." Oliver said, "Had enough to drink? If so, cooperate now." As the beautiful lady started to tie Wu Chen's hands, Wu Chen said to himself, "If this were anywhere else, this situation might have looked spicy. But on this island, even though it's full of women and girls, the atmosphere is totally different." As Wu Chen admired the huge mountains in front of him, Oliver said, "Don't move around. As long as you behave, I'll convince Mom to let you go. As for food, just wait a moment. I'll head to the kitchen now." Half an hour later, Oliver said, "Food's ready. Come eat." As she held a plate that was made from Japan, Wu Chen said, You guys eat this? In my country, even livestock eat better than this," as he sweated. Oliver said, "What are you saying? This is delicious." Wu Chen said, "This tastes worse than it looks," as he vomited. Oliver said, shocked, "Don't waste food." Wu Chen said, "I gave it a sniff. There are potatoes, fish, and what seems like some kind of egg. In my hometown, these ingredients could make gourmet dishes, beautiful and full of flavor." Oliver said, "Would it taste better?" Wu Chen said, "No joke, definitely. It'd be at least 100 times tastier. Want me to cook for you and prove it?" Oliver said, "You can cook?" as Wu Chen nodded. A few moments later, a beautiful lady said, "What's that smell?" Another lady with huge breasts said, "Smells amazing. How can food look this good?" A brunette lady said, "I can't stop drooling." As food was served on the table, it sparkled with deliciousness. Mama arrived and said, "What are you doing? Why'd you untie the man?" Oliver said, "Mom, he's from the land of gourmet food. These are dishes from his homeland." As Wu Chen smiled, Mama took a sip and said, shocked, "You should try them too." And she looked at the beautiful ladies and said, It's actually delicious." They all sat down and Oliver said, All right, let's eat first." Mama said, "Time to eat." A few moments later, Oliver said, "Yay, wow, such a lasting flavor. If possible, I really wish you could stay on the island." Sigh, but that's impossible. Just not sure if I can convince Mom to let you stay a little longer. By the way, would you be willing to teach me how to cook? Wu Chen said, "I guess that's not out of the question." Mama said, "Oliver, don't lose your head. Did you forget we have something big to do soon?" Oliver stood up and said, "No, I didn't forget." Mama said, "There's no guarantee it'll work out, and if things fail and you've gotten involved with this man, then you know the consequences. I don't need to remind you of the last disaster, right?" As Oliver sweated and remembered the scene, Mama said, "What do we do now?" Oliver said, "Got it. Oliver sat down and said, I'm sorry. Wu Chen said to himself, what exactly is this big thing she mentioned? CCH, this island is full of mysteries. I need to find a way to get more info out of Oliver. As Oliver tied up Wu Chen, Oliver said, is there anywhere I haven't tied up properly? Wu Chen sweated and looked at Oliver saying, no need to check really. Right now I'm basically like a caterpillar. Don't worry, I can't run and I'm not a threat. Mama looked at them from a distance. Oliver said, sorry, my mom told me to do this. I really had no choice. Wu Chen said, totally understand. I don't blame you. By the way, Oliver, you listen to your mom so well. You must really like her. Oliver said, actually, she's not my real mom. My real mom and younger brother died a few years ago. She's strict and fierce, but I know it's all for our good. Wu Chen said, then you definitely don't want her getting hurt again. So this big thing you're all doing, is it dangerous? From the way she talks, it doesn't sound simple. Oliver said, Mom's trying to save someone who's been very, very kind and important to us. The reason we even have so much food now and aren't starving like before is all thanks to her. She's in big trouble now, and even if it's dangerous, we have to repay her. Wu Chen said, oh, sounds like the person you're talking about. Isn't originally from this island? She came from outside. Oliver said, you saying that just reminded me. Because she's so important to us, we already think of her as one of our own. Oh yeah, like you. She also washed up here after a shipwreck. Wu Chen said to himself, no way. Could it be? Wu Chen sat up and said, the person you're talking about, is she a woman named Yi Kong-yoon? Oliver said, shocked and confused, sweating, yeah, wait, how do you know that? Wu Chen said, because she's the sister I've been looking for. Oliver said, shocked, huh? You're her brother? Oh my God. Wu Chen said, Oliver, quickly, tell me, how has my sister been these years? Is she okay? What kind of trouble is she in? Oliver said, don't panic, Mama Yi isn't in any danger of dying. Wu Chen said, confused, Mama Yi? Oliver said, yeah, listen, I'll explain everything slowly. A few years ago, when Mama Yi first drifted ashore, she was surrounded by a group of people. Back then, there wasn't much food, and everyone was constantly dizzy with hunger. Someone even wanted to kill and eat her. Mama Yi said if they didn't kill her, she could make sure everyone lived without lacking food or water. And if people were starving too badly, they could cut off her legs first. As long as her head and hands were intact, she could still keep her promise. Of course, no one believed her then. They kept closing in, so Mama Yi grabbed a knife from the person nearest her and stabbed it straight into her own thigh, ready to cut off her own flesh. Wu Chen said, no wonder she's my sister. She's always been that tough. Oliver said, exactly. From that moment on, everyone was convinced. They believed anyone who could do that must be trustworthy. Later, she really did teach everyone to weave nets and fish. Then she used leftover seeds from her boat to teach them how to farm. And she even taught people to raise birds for eggs. In short, thanks to Mama Yi, no one starved anymore. Wu Chen said, so you went from being enemies to living happily together. Then what trouble did she run into? Oliver said, because of the scary group on the island. Wu Chen said, a scary group? Oliver said, those people you saw in the tunnel, they make up about 90% of what's left of us. But when I was very young, there were way more people on the island. It used to be lively until one day most people just vanished. When I asked Mom, she wouldn't say anything, just told us to always behave. Wu Chen said, back when you were little, was life different? More food, better supplies? Oliver said, from what I remember, it's always been like this. Wu Chen said to himself, if the conditions on the island have always been like now, then the chance of building a boat to leave is extremely low. For over 100 people to vanish, the enemy must be at least a small-sized group. Wu Chen said, so what do those people want from my sister? Oliver said, something about Mama Yi hiding some shady technology. Wu Chen said, shady like secret? Oliver said, yeah, some kind of core technology. Anyway, they want her to give it up or they'll kill her. Mama Yi said it's a national secret from her country, and even if she dies, she'll never give it up. Wu Chen said, so the big thing your mom mentioned is about killing those scary people and rescuing my sister, right? Oliver said, Wu Chen said, how does your mom plan to deal with them? Is she going alone or is someone helping? Oliver said, I don't know. Wu Chen said, where is my sister right now? Oliver said, I don't know. Mom won't say. She won't let us ask or get involved. Wu Chen said to himself, looks like I can't get anything more out of Oliver. Right now, there are a few key things I'm most concerned about. They seem to have a regular supply submission system. But where are the supplies coming from? And how is it regular? What is this enemy group doing on the island? What's their motive? Almost everyone I've seen here is a woman, so where are the men? And finally, the most important thing, Mama might barely count as one of us, which means the goal now is to make her truly one of us. As Wu Chen cut the rope on his hands, he stood up. Oliver was shocked. Oliver said, you, what are you going to do? Wu Chen said, "Shh, Oliver, don't shout," as he gently hugged her close. Oliver was shocked and felt the warm body of Wu Chen as she blushed. Oliver said to herself, what Mama used to say was all true. Men will only ever. Oliver started to cry and said, I don't. Wu Chen whispered and said, shh, Oliver, I mean no harm, trust me. As he karate chopped Oliver's neck, Wu Chen said, I'll work together with Mama, but to keep you from being caught in the middle, I'll have to wrong you a bit for now. As Oliver slept in Wu Chen's arm. Thanks for tuning in. I truly appreciate each and every one of you who took the time to watch this video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. If you enjoyed what you saw, consider sharing my videos or channel with your friends who might also enjoy it. Your support means the world to me and helps my channel grow. Let's keep this community thriving together. Until next time, see you in the next video.